Well, good evening everyone. This is the first of two vlogs for tonight. I've got one coming up later which is about my day in general. If you're not quite fallen asleep by the end of this one, please check that one out. The reason I'm doing two vlogs is I really can't put what happened today into one vlog because it will detract from what it is. Basically today was the release date for the best of album for my favourite idol singer, Kikkawa Yuu. And I've never actually done a release event before. I've been at ones where I've been in when some things have come out in the day, like for instance the 6th generation farewell photo book from Montezuma in 2010. There wasn't any real release day events for that, and then there's other times where I've come either a week after the say single or an album's been out, or it's come out after I've gone. So I mean, time has always been a bit off, but this is the first time I've actually been somewhere where a release has happened and events have gone along with it. So, and that's part of the reason why I'm actually in Japan, because Kikkawa Yuu is my favourite performer and artist in the whole world at the moment, and she has been for quite some time. Had she got into the 8th generation of Montezuma in 2007 like she should have done, she'd have been my favourite for a hell of a lot longer, but never mind, it's in the past. So what it was, today's event was in Shibuya in Tokyo. The day's been really hot. Even now it's up to 29 degrees and we're like almost 11 o'clock at night here in Tokyo town at the moment, so you can see just how hot it is. Now what it is, it was took place at the Shibuya, which is a chain store, kind of like, well, in Britain HMV, kind of like that. And what it was, the Shibuya's, for those of you who've not actually been to it before, in Shibuya, you literally come out of, I believe it's the Hachichiko exit. I've probably completely butchered that and you're all going to flame me in my comments, but go ahead, I deserve it. And then you're at the infamous 109 road crossing, where it's literally like a road scrum. I will get a video for those of you who've never seen it before, so you can see it first hand, because it is quite chaotic, especially later at night when everyone's staggering to the bar. And this was a late night event. Unusually, it took place at 9 o'clock at night. I've never done that before. I've never heard of an event that started so late. So, needless to say, that's another first for me. Now, this store is like 7 stories high, different floor for different kind of music kind of thing. Earlier in the day, I was in Shibuya and I'd seen the CD itself on the 2nd floor, and I was thinking, are they really going to be able to get everything organised there? So I wasn't sure if that's where it'd take place. And I went into the building and sure enough it was actually, I saw this sign in Japanese, B1 Furora, Ibento Nirmas, and I'm like, okay, it's downstairs. Now when I got there, in the very far corner, there was just literally one poster for her album, a couple of guys who had a desk with boxes of the album on sale. And I was thinking, okay, well they've kept it in a nice quiet area I suppose, so we're not going to impede on too many people's foot traffic. But if there's quite a few people here, if we're talking upwards of 50 plus, which is quite standard, especially for a late night when you can't expect too much more than that, where are we all going to stand? What are we going to do? And this is why this event was awesome. It was one of the best organised ones I've ever been to. Now I notice that I've never been to a release event, but I've been to like handshakes, I've been to signings and so forth before, so I have seen these kind of events done, just not for releases. And what it was, I got given the album after I paid for it, and I was just sent through this door into a corridor, and it looked like kind of like we're going down to where they store all the music and everything else. I'm thinking, this is bloody weird. Then at the end, there's a set of spiral stairs that go up the very outside of the building. So literally we were queuing on these stairs, going up the side of the bloody building on the outside. Fortunately it wasn't raining, it would have been a bit unpleasant otherwise. So anyway, we just stood there, boiling hot. I wasn't like, ended up being like the 6th flight of stairs for the 3rd floor, you know, as you go up one and then up an extra on the next floor. It was kind of like that. So I stood there waiting for only about 15 minutes, fortunately, because I got there about 8:45, so I didn't have to wait around for that long. I was very thankful of that. Now, what it was, because of the nature of how we got into where we got to the stairs, this is where it was really awesome. Because when you're off the stairs, you take a left and you're on this corridor, and coming up to the end of it, it's kind of like driving a car out of a T-junction, you know, and you're coming up to the side road and you've got the main road there. It's literally like that. And then ahead of me, wall of CDs that are blocking there, and it's the guy who takes your ticket, gives you a slip if you want to write your name and get it personalised, and then you literally you stood in the doorway, and then the guy ahead of you goes round like this and starts talking to the artist. So I'm stood there completely out of sight, she can't see me. And I was quite far down the queue because, as I said before, I was on about the 6th flight of stairs, so Not sure how many people were there, and I don't really want to take an estimate because you know how easy it is to over or underplay amounts that were in attendance. But anyway, quite a lot of people had gone ahead, and there was no real other foreigners. I think I saw one other foreigner, but the guy didn't interact with me at all, and I don't know, he might well not have been foreign, so I don't know, not important. Eventually, so the guy ahead of me, he goes ahead, she talks to him for about 3 or 4 seconds, signs his CD, and off he goes. And then I walk around the corner, and all I hear is, whoop! Because all of a sudden, she'd not seen that any foreigners were there. She wasn't there when I arrived, so I appeared literally from nowhere. And she's like, what the hell? Kind of thing. And I then said to her in Japanese that I'd met her in Atlanta. And that made her like quite giddy. She obviously didn't quite remember me. I think once I said that, she kind of clicked as who I was. And I gave her my name to get signed, and lo and behold, here it is. Personalised autograph on the inside. I thought I'd get it there so I can protect it. It's not going to be exposed to sunlight or anything like that. Science. I don't know why I keep saying that because I'm not a scientist. Anyway, so, excuse me. Obviously with that not taken care of, I was there saying that obviously I'd gone to Atlanta. So she asked me, was I going to see her in San Francisco? Now I had to let her down and say no. And she was kind of like pouting, going, oh, kind of thing, which was really, really cute. And it was because what had happened was I planned this trip based around initially the summer shows, because Hello Project, as I mentioned in my previous vlogs, are doing concerts where all the groups perform together. In the past, Kikka's appeared either as an opening act or as a special guest whenever she's had something new to promote. And before I planned this trip, she'd just had the unit Kikka announced, which was her and a folk, kind of like a folk acoustic duo called Kimagaren, promoting some kind of like an iced coffee drink basically. And they were doing like various like shows together, and they had a couple of singles called Kaffe no Uta, and I think it's Amai Kankei, I can't remember the title of the second one. And if you've never checked those songs out, please do, because they're wonderfully refreshing and totally different to what you'd expect. With the Kaffe no Uta being like a sort of weird reggae / Hawaiian track, and then Amai Kankei, much more like a Mexican brass zumba kind of song. Absolutely wonderful stuff, very, very different. And because of this, I thought there's a chance there'll be some events going on, and there's a chance she may be doing one of these at the gigs. So I booked from literally the 5th of August up until the very start of September. And then, of course, the whole release, the release information for this Best Of album comes out, and I'm thinking, there's a chance I might be able to go to some of those events. And then they get announced, so I'm like, yes, yes. And then she announces around the weekend of my birthday, she's off to San Francisco. I was not amused, to say the least, because that would have been an awesome birthday present to myself. I'm going to see my favourite singer in another country again. And no, I can't afford to go there as well. I think she kind of gave me that look, and I'm like, Kenny, can I? Basically, don't ask me about the cash for that, I've not got it. Needless to say though, I think it made her evening a bit, because she was like, really get upbeat and everything. And it also reminded me why I like idol culture and idol music so much, because on the way to the event, when I was on the train, I started flagging terribly. I kept on doing this all the time, and I started having weird like 45-second dreams where I'd like be sat at a desk in here and don't do that on the train, and I'm like, what? Kind of thing. Very, very weird, very, very lucid. I wasn't feeling very well, to be honest. But as I say, once I got off the queue and got to meet her, instantly my energy level just came flooding back. It was like, just being in the presence of my favourite made me go, yes, I'm on top of the world again. It's why I'm blogging tonight. I wasn't expecting to be doing this. I thought I'd be too knackered, but hey, I've got some energy to expend, so I thought I'd talk to all of you via this little device in the middle here, breaking the fourth wall. But needless to say, a very hard, long day, well worth it for the event, and it's got me fired up now for the ones that are happening next. The one I'm going to is the Shinjuku Tower Records Mini Live, where she does a handshake one. There are a couple of others which involve poster signings, and I don't know, I'd like to go, but I don't know if I can bring them back with me. I'm going to have to do some recon and some investigations there to see if it's possible. I'd really like to make it so. Oh yes. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened at the event. Absolutely loved it, and if you are in Japan, a few on my Twitter feed are, both native and international, get the chance to go and catch her at the next ones, because she's awesome. She just instantly got me flooding back to health as soon as I saw her. absolutely wonderful person, great. Now, I am going to continue my rambling in the second part, which is going to talk more about the date itself. Some more surprising things there. So if I've not already bored you to tears, I'll see you on the other side. And also, if you want to see any photos or talk about anything like that, please follow me on Twitter at @SSWishbone, and you can see some of my inane ramblings from the day there as well. In the meantime, I'll see you all in the next part. Goodbye.